My name's Doug Dole. I've been a snowplow driver for the city of St. Charles for 10 years. We work 12-hour shifts, and we do rotate to where you're not always on nights. You work from the beginning of the storm until it's finished. So if it starts on a Monday and it ends on a Friday, you work those 12-hour shifts continually through until Friday. There's 24 drivers on each shift, so that's a combination of all public works. So sometimes drivers have to come off and go do a water main break or something like that. We have about 600 lane miles. The main priority roads are what we call arterial roads, just anything that a lot of volume of traffic is on. So there's three phases. There's the pre-storm. We have our brine trucks, which is basically a big water tank that is put in the back of a dump truck. It's liquid brine, which is a solution of salt and water diluted, and we put it out on the road for it to create a barrier so that when it does snow, it won't adhere to the surface, and it's easier to push off. During the storm, while it's really snowing, we're mainly on the main roads, the arterials that I mentioned before, until it stops snowing. And then we go into the subdivisions after it stops snowing. And then there's the post-storm. After it's done snowing, we're cleaning up the roads, pushing in all the corners and all the snow to the curb line. After the snow starts melting and starts refreezing, the water's running down the street, it refreezes, we might have to go put some more salt on it. Or if there's a water main break and the water is freezing from the water main break, we will go hit that. Or if the fire department has a fire and they put out a fire on a house and the water freezes to the road, we go and hit that. If you do see a truck driving down your street and the plow is not down, it may have just been salted, or they may be out of salt, so they may be going to reload. And sometimes we are just plowing and we're not throwing salt. You don't want to just waste the salt. So if you're going over a road 4 or 5 times and you're throwing salt every time, you're just pushing the salt off the road. The primary snow fighting part of the truck is the plow. The salt is for afterwards to melt the residual that's left over. The biggest thing that residents can do for us is just to give us room to work. If we're coming through, if they could just move over, or if they could move their vehicles into their driveways, that would be great. But unfortunately for some residents, it's just not an option. Yeah, so the trucks are basically 3 parts. You have the plow up front, you have the truck itself, and then you have the spreader in the back. And they all work off a hydraulic system. You have to make sure everything's greased and all the fluids in the truck are good. And then the salt in the back on the spreader. You need the weight of the truck to push the snow, but anything from a pickup truck to the truck behind me, which is a tandem axle truck, which is our biggest piece of equipment. Basically, it's just a big snow pusher.